Hey, Sales Mastery audience and attendees, it's Todd Duncan coming at you live from Newport Beach, California. I am also synced up with Chad Fleming, coming live to you from La Jolla, California. We're on the West Coast today, having a quick convo about Sales Mastery. Chad, how are you, man?
I'm great, Todd. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm super excited that we are about 9 weeks away from you hanging out with us in San Diego for our 27th annual Sales Mastery event. Can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I thought what we would do is give all the viewers that are going to be there and maybe some that haven't made the choice to come yet, just kind of some insight on who Chad Fleming is. And I am so just grateful for our friendship and relationship, and I appreciate Jim McMahon and Stuart for introducing us. I thought I'd start off with a question that I think will resonate with everybody. You've been serving our country in the military for a long time. And your service has gone remarkably well in terms of the impact you've made for our freedom. And I thought I'd ask you a question that has nothing to do with sales mastery, but probably everything to do with life. And that is, what are the greatest lessons serving our country has taught you as a veteran?
Wow, Todd. Teamwork. By far, teamwork. There is no most valuable player without a team. I don't care what you play. Even if you play tennis where you're the sole star, you didn't get there without the right coach, the right backing, the right people in your lives to get you there. So everything revolves around team. And when you understand that, what it does is it gives you the predictability of success. One of the things that I'm really proud of, and I don't like, you know me, I don't like to boast about any of my past or anything, but, of all the 200 plus combat missions that I've been on, I never lost a guy. And it's not because of me, it's because of who I chose to put on that team, the part of the team that I was on, the understanding of, if you're the right person for the right job and you help me be successful, and in turn I help you be successful, then I don't have to worry about you doing your job. We go out, we accomplish the mission, and we move on. And that's a lot about what I'll talk about at Sales Mastery this year is who's on your team. You got to reevaluate that as well. There's no tenure in the business world. There shouldn't be, because you're only as good, especially in this world, you're only as good as you were the last 30 days. Because guess what? Your next 30 days starts. So if the wrong person is on your team, you're not going to be the most valuable player for the next 30 days. So you got to figure it out. So in short, Todd, it would have to be teamwork. That was my alarm to remember to get on this call with you. Sorry.
One of the things that just hit me is like this every 30 days. So you've had 200 missions, 200 combat scenarios. And I imagine a team can never rest on its laurels just because we got through the last one without any lives lost or anything. You got to re-up like it's game on. This is like the first time. We got to be over prepared. We got to have each other's backs, right?
And that's what excites me about the marketplace is that you get out of that combat role, but in the marketplace, it's still combat, because guess what? Your enemy is your competition. And they're sitting there, they're waiting on you to slip up so they can slide in there and they can either take your place, they can get that deal, whatever. So you always have to stay on your A game. And you can't do business the same way you did 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 days ago sometimes, because the market is ever changing. And so the minute you get into that mindset of, well, we're just going to do this the way we've always done it, you're losing. You are going to lose. In turn, you're going to fail. You have to stay sharp on that, and that goes into that whole combat mindset piece. Because guess what? You know what? Not to interrupt you, but you know what's due every day?
Rent.
Rent's due. Every day, somewhere in your life, rent is due, whether it's with your spouse, your kids, your work, whatever it is, you got to pay rent to somebody.
I love that. That was absolutely spontaneously brilliant. Oh man. So you talked about mindset. I know mindset is going to be a big part of what you cover at Mastery, and you kind of alluded to a little bit from the leadership standpoint, changing ahead of time. what to the leader group? There'll be about 800 leaders there. They're leading companies, they're leading teams. They're helping to promote sales, so on and so forth. From a pure leadership standpoint, what is the combat mindset beyond what you've just said? What is the combat mindset that a leader, a platoon leader, a team leader, whomever?
I think the key word to being a great leader is humility. You have to stay humble. We, in this world, especially with the everybody gets a trophy world that we kind of live in now, we're trying to create leaders by saying everybody's good. No, everybody's not good, you know? And I don't really think leaders are always having to evolve. They're having to get better. You know, in the military, it was always a great leader is a great follower. It's someone that can also follow, you know? So humility, you have to stay humble. Nobody really cares about all the accolades that are on the wall that says you did this, you did that, you did that. They care about the now. And it's someone that I want to follow. You know, I want to emulate that person. I want to be that person one day. And when you start letting that slide as a leader, when you start forgetting that those are the people that make you successful, then you're lost. You're done. You're not going to succeed. And you know what? Those people that once followed you are now going to start having animosity towards you. Then you're going to start seeing the little cracks form, and then you're going to see the morale go down, which makes your numbers go down, which in turn is going to make you go down because somebody's going to figure it out and go, what's the problem with this? Oh, it's you, because you think you're better than everyone else and you're not being a true leader. And sometimes it's hard to understand those cold, hard, in-your-face facts. But as a leader, just as I said a minute ago, you have to reevaluate yourself as well as your team. You have to sit down and go, am I part of the reason that we may not be doing as well as we could be doing? So self-evaluation as a leader and staying humble is huge.
I think that a lot of leaders see humility and vulnerability as a weakness when in fact it's actually, by listening to you, it's strength, right?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. You know, you always want to follow that person that says, hey, you know what? I may not have made the right decision just then, but I understand what I did and it's not going to happen again. But I also need your input. One of the greatest things, Todd, that I used to love, it truly used to fascinate me. And General Patton actually had a quote about it that said, you know, never tell someone what to do. Tell them what mission needs to be accomplished and let them give input. And so I'm a firm believer. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter if you do not have a degree for higher learning. That doesn't mean you're dumb. And just because you have a degree doesn't mean you're smart. By God, that is the truth right there. So as a leader, when you face these problems or these new things that you need to do in business, instead of you being the person that goes, we're going to do this my way because I said so, my challenge is bring the team in, give them buy-in, because now what they've done is they go, hey, I'm either going to be a part of the solution or I'm going to be a part of the problem. So if you succeed together, guess what? That's just that much more glue that you've put into that team. If you fail, the same glue comes in there because everyone has ownership of we didn't do this right. And now I feel bad because I told Todd my ideas, but we didn't get to the point we wanted to. So now I got to work harder to show Todd that I really am smart and I can be part of this team. So let's figure out how to be successful again.
Yeah. Chad, that is huge, just huge stuff, moments of brilliance right there. And it's so truthful and it's attractive, right? I think as a leader, that's attractive when you think about the bond that a team can have. And certainly you've had to have a tight bond with your team in all of your deployments. We're super excited about the leadership message. We're going to, the day after that, you're going to be on main stage with a couple thousand people. And I am so fired up about your topic, the ultimate battle plan. Of course, you and I talked about this idea of fit, fast, and forward. And so just as we wrap up our time together here, what's the centrality of that message? You are fit, you are fast, you are forward. You have emulated those three adjectives in your life as a human being, as your life as a military leader. What's the message to the sales world? What's the message to the guys and gals each day that are trying to be their best?
All right, here goes spontaneous again, Todd. All right. I live every day with a daily reminder of what fit, fast, and forward has to be. Uh, my leg, I was one of the first amputees to go back into combat. It's because I chose not to be defeated. I was like, okay, this is just a hurdle in my life of I've got to get back to where I want to be, because guess what? We only get one shot at this thing. I've yet to meet someone come back and say, hey, I'm on my second go round, you know? So you have to live every day to its fullest. And I tell people, not every day is a good day, but there's good in every day. And you have to find the good in that day. If you wake up and you go, today just sucks, my challenge to you is you got to find the good in that day. And you know what? You're already at 50% because you woke up breathing. The other 25% is if you have kids, a wife, a dog, something that loves you, there's your other 25%. So we're at 75% now. I only need to find 25 more percent to put in my 100% bank today of what a good day is. And that's real easy when you're around the right team, because when you walk in, they're going to let you know, here's your other 25%, baby, come get it. So for fit, fast, and forward, you not only have to stay physically fit. I realize I have to live with this leg or this missing leg for the rest of my life. So it's my job to make sure that I stay fit so that I can be the best teammate for the folks I work with, my wife, my kids, everyone, my friends, and everyone that's around me. But also part of that fitness is I have to keep this in line. And you have to find that fine balance of how does that work? And that's kind of when I get into the whole combat mindset piece. It's like you got to turn this thing on because you're going to battle. I go hard in the paint for 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever. And then I got to figure out how to dial that back down because I have to stay fit so that I can stay fast. And so there's my second alarm. And so my fast part of it is that we talked about it just a second ago. The world is ever changing, especially the business world. So you can't fall back on your laurels. You can't fall back on the successes that you had in the past. Your fast piece of it is, if I'm fit, the only way to go is to start moving faster. If you become unfit, whether it's physically, mentally, or whatever, you're not going to be fast. And this world moves at such a pace, that's when you start getting lost. Then you start finding excuses of why I'm not as good as I used to be. And then what that turns into is excuses of, well, I can just give this one more day and it's going to come back around. And then that turns into weeks, months, years, and you're at a failure status. You're not doing the best you could do. And then if you stay fit and you stay fast, the only way to go is forward. And so when you're moving forward, it's just like in combat. You don't retreat. There is no retreat. I may be in the worst battle of my life, but what you have to do is you have to just dig in and you have to take that deep breath and you have to go, okay, how do I move? How do we move forward? That's when you assemble that team around you and then you come back in and you go, hey, guess what? You may have me down in a foxhole right now, but I got the baddest team around right here that's around me, and we're moving forward. So you better either get on the bus or get out of the way, because when we come out of this foxhole, we're coming for you. And that's it. You've now met the 3 F's, and you can sit back and smile now and enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. It's the whole reason that we live the crazy life that we live. It's the whole reason that if you're coming to watch Sales Mastery, guess what? You are elite. You have chosen to be elite. You should be unapologetic about being elite. It's who you are. It's what's in your heart. The only reason I kept redeploying after losing a leg, because it was in my heart, and because the people around me, I wanted to be around them. I wanted to be a part of their lives, and I felt like I offered something to them. And so when you have that personality and you have that mentality, you have to surround yourself with the same kind of people. So guess what? If you want to surround yourself with the same 2,000 to 3,000 individuals that think and work like you do, because guess what? You can learn something from every person you're around. If you want to be around those same people, you better come to Sales Mastery, because that's where they're going to be. You're going to have a room full of them, a room full of learning, same personalities, same enthusiasm, same eliteness in their work life and their home life. Where else would you want to be?
Right on. I guess what they say to that is like, drop the mic. Chad, what a powerful 15 minutes with you, man. I cannot wait to be in person with you and press flesh and let you unleash this beautiful heart you have and change the lives of literally thousands of people. But by context, then the thousands and thousands and tens of thousands they work with, you're going to change their lives too. So good
I'm
on
ready.
you, and have fun in San Diego. And we'll see you in about 9 weeks in San Diego back at Mastery. Cheers, mate.
We'll do it. See you soon.
See ya.